morning. Good morning. What's happening? Just waiting on a couple people to come in so we can get started with this show. Hey, it's a wonderful day. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed for you to come see me Saturday. We got a good show today. Good show today, y'all. Give us a few minutes. Is it 8:30 yet? Yeah, 9:30. Whoa, I don't even know what time it is. That must have been, I had a great birthday yesterday. I guess because I'm alive and I'm happy and I'm positive, that's how we do. I want to welcome Gen X in because I hadn't been calling out Gen X. This morning I called out my people. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know where this struggle came from, where these rules weren't, where we ran around and didn't have no safety equipment or anything. We was rough and tough, and we still are. We are. This is our world now, so we got to make the most of it. Without further ado, we're gonna get this show started. Controlled, episode 34. I am your host, Master Christian. This is your co-host, Susie Spaniel. Today's show is presented to you by Master Christian LLC. What's up, y'all? How you doing? Today's show is about standards, because we got to have some standards out here, right? You got to have some standards out here. So we're going to do a show about standards today, so we just key it on in. And like I said, I'm Gen X. Welcome all y'all, whoever comes that's Gen X. Nothing but love to you, y'all. Y'all know where I come from, what I've been through. Y'all know that the rules are different now. Things have changed with people and animals. Okay, because when I was a kid, there were no standards about having a dog or anything. The dog got chained up in the backyard if it was a big dog, and small dogs ran around the house and did whatever they did. They didn't even have a leash. Nobody had control. And the method of control where I come from growing up was fear. You get a whooping, the dog get a whooping, the people get a whooping, everything that was going on, somebody was beating on it because they needed to be heavy on it. We didn't have all these rules and regulations and all this information going on. Nobody was really walking their dogs and driving around with their dogs. A few people. We didn't have stores where you can get dog clothes at all over the place and everything. It was only one place. One person that I knew that her dog was dressed like her. It was my auntie. She lived in New York. She was from Georgia, but she lived and worked in the Bronx. And her dog was Fifi. Fifi had an outfit on that matched my aunt outfit. When she came to Ohio, both of them was sharp. Fifi was like a little poodle, miniature poodle or something, but they was sharp. Let me tell you. Nowadays, dogs go everywhere with us. They get on the plane with us. Everything. Sometimes I throw Susie in the bag and take her to the movies. Susie sit through the movies. That's how we do it now. We got dog parks. It wasn't no dog park. It was kid parks. It was parks. It was party parks. It wasn't a dog park. You wasn't taking no dog nowhere for your dog to be entertained when I was a kid. If your dog went to the park, you let it run through the football field. Hopefully it didn't bite nobody. If it did, I'm sorry. It wasn't no big rules and regulations about that. We was out here. I can remember being on my bike miles and miles away from the house. I was a kid. Wasn't nobody worried about me, and I wasn't worried about nobody. I was out in traffic, doing what I was doing, living my life. It's not like that these days. It's more controlled out here. It's more things to do. And like I said, dog parks, there's something. It's a dog park called Fetch right now where you got to pay to get your dog up in there. And then they got amenities. They serving drinks. They doing all kind of stuff. So let's start this show. Standards. Small problems become expensive problems unless you have the right standards. It's Controlled, episode 34. In the animal world, small warning signs are rarely ignored. Small issues become serious when standards are not maintained. Most disasters begin with small problems, a missed responsibility, a broken routine. or a declining standard that may seem harmless today, but ignored problems grow and become expensive problems. That's what we got here now. When, like I'm going way back now because they used to ignore a lot of things. My grandmother's house where Hippie Toes was, there was it was a fence in the back, it was bushes on the side, and it was open in the front. And you let the dog out, and she was supposed to stay in the yard. Supposed to stay in the yard. But when she felt like it, she would go up to the front, she would walk right out that yard, and she'd be on somebody. She'd be growling somebody up and down the street, chasing people screaming, trying to get to my grandmother. There wasn't no cell phone you could call and say, hey, your dog is outside the yard. The standards were very low. There were no leashes in my grandmother's house. It's a new addition. No dog trainers, nobody to teach you how to communicate with the dog. How you communicate with the dog? You better do what I said, dude. That's how you communicate with the dog. That's why most of my father's dogs got hit by cars. Because in the house, they were cornered. He could control them in the house and have them do what he wanted to do. He was real heavy and loud and curse them out and do all that stuff. But outside, he didn't use a leash. And he couldn't stop that dog. Wasn't no e-collars. It was just him and the dog outside, him telling the dog what to do. And sometimes, because the dogs were afraid of him, that's how he got things over, they would run. And they'd run out in the street and get hit by a car. Now we going to the vet. Because he didn't have the standards. He didn't have the equipment. He didn't have the knowledge that we have now. Like I said, it wasn't no dog trainers that you could pull up on that was going to teach you. No doggy daycares where you could drop your animal off and they could play all day. You could be at work looking at them on the camera. No boarding facilities where you could go out of town and know your dog was safe and sound. That's not what we had when I grew up. I got a chance to watch how that didn't work and how what we have now, we have an opportunity to do better. And in doing better, we are better. Because now we got things that are out here that help us with our animals. You know, there's a lot of dog fighting going on. It wasn't even against the law for people to fight dogs. They would just be you get some dogs in the backyard and they start betting and it's going. Now we got standards. We do better with these animals because we know better and times have changed. So this is what we're here for. Couldn't find a dog trainer. What's a dog trainer? What's an animal consultant? What's a safety expert? Those things didn't exist. If you Gen X, you know I know what you know what I'm saying. You know these things didn't exist. So now you can call somebody up. I need help with my dog. I love my dog. I want to take care of my dog. I want to do better. And somebody will come to your house just like the electrician or the plumber or any other kind of maintenance person, and they'll help you with your dog if they know what they're doing. Because a lot of people are calling themselves dog trainers, and they have no idea that the dog is going to be a dog. People. You teach people. That's how you get through. No. That's how you get through. You teach people. You handle dogs. You put the commands in them. But ultimately, you're showing a person a better way to communicate, to do things, and not, like I said, the way when I grew up down. See that? We got a line of communication. Our line of communication, she went down when I said down. That's how this works. So hold on a second, y'all. We got to do something here. No. We got to quiet them down. People are still sleeping in the house because it's Saturday. And that's how you got to do. You got to be actionable. So standards prevent small problems before. Hold on. Tongue-tied. And I'm able to say that. We live. Standards prevent small problems from growing. Standards are protection. When people lower standards, small compromises become habits and eventually shape outcomes. Yeah, we got this kind of stuff now. We can teach you about standards. Down. Go down. Good girl. So you see, I come out of what I'm doing and I go deal with that because the co-host got to chill, or the rest of them want to bark because they hear her walking on this plastic. I've identified what makes them bark, and I'm doing my best to do a show and handle the dog. Multitasking, but you got to know what's the important part. I can always get back to you right here with me. But what she's doing, it's got to be fixed immediately, or she's going to continue to do it. And that's what standards are about. You got to start with a plan. You got to know what is the top thing, what is the most important thing that's going on around you in your plan. If you don't, you compromise, and it's going to slowly decline. I tell you all the time, we want high percentages of success. Success with an animal, Gen X. What am I talking about? You know, when you got bit when you was a kid, they just said, hey, go wash that off or nothing. Nobody was even trying to stop the dog from biting anybody. My grandmother dog bit us at will. Whenever she felt like it, if she didn't like how we was moving and what we was doing, we got bit. It just was what it was. But we got standards in this world now. We in 2026. You got people to help you, use the help. That's what I'm here for. If I can't help you, I can find somebody that can. How about that? All right. Animal facilities rely on strict standards for safety, handling, and supervision. Animal facilities. Again, Gen X, what is an animal facility? What's that? Animal facility? You mean to tell me it's somewhere you could take your dog to and they gonna keep it and have some standards? They gonna have some rules and safety? They're gonna take care of your dog and keep them alive and feed them and bathe them? Oh my God! What's the world that we got right now? This is a wonderful place to be in, especially for the animals, because we care. Not to say that people didn't care when I was young, but we didn't have these kind of standards for the animals. Animals really got more rights than people out here. You can see a person get messed up and people don't care. Something happened to a dog, something happened to a cat. Oh, you going to jail. You do something. You out here beating your dog like that, man, come on. You don't got your dog on a leash? Come on. Dogs used to run up and down the street and be on everybody's porch, everybody's yard. They didn't even belong at this house. No control. Nobody knew how to have control. And this thing right here, the thumb loop, are you kidding me? You're lucky if a leash had a loop on it. You might have a rope that's tied to down. No out. You might have a rope down. Good girl, stay. That's tied to the collar, and that's how you handle the dog. When the dog pulled, you burned your hand up, and everybody was extended. It wasn't no loose leash walking. You walking, and the dog is walking next to you. Come on, man. We tripping. We act like the world has always been like this. This is a new world you got. Now we got shows and things that show us how to do better. That's why I come to you every day so I can give you a full view of how it was, how it is, and how it's going to be. Because this is going to evolve even more. Like I said, we got facilities. I go to them and help people. I train people dogging them. I used to own a facility, a big 8,000 square foot dog facility. And people come there and they trust you with their pet. Do a good job now if they're going to give you all that trust, because people love their dogs. The dog that lived next door to me when I was a kid, only when he got a bath, sometimes when he got a bath, was he not hooked to a chain. He had a dog house. He stayed in that backyard. He never went into the house. His bath was with a hose. They put some Dawn on him or something. They used the hose. That's the bath. There wasn't no towels to dry him. And then the sun better dry that dog. He better shake it off. That's the world I come from. Now, we got devices. We got bait tubs that we put up here. It's different. No out. Where are you lowering your standards? Well, I'm asking you this because in this world, we got high expectations. But really, we're doing much better than it used to be. But where are you lowering your standards? What small problem are you currently ignoring? What you got a problem? When your dog walks, you hear their nails click, click, clicking on the carpet. I mean, on the floor. Click, tick, 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 tick. That means you need to do some trimming. Are you ignoring that? Your house smell like dog. That means you need to down, stay, do some bathing. Are you ignoring it? People can smell it. People come over your house. Is your dog jumping on them? Is it cat hair everywhere? These things, you got to clean them up. Stop ignoring them. You can do better. We got stuff. We got vacuums that clean hair off the couch. We got rollers that clean hair off. I see people every day. They're full of animal hair. They go into work and they carrying, if you have a luncheon or something, somebody come in with animal hair on, they bringing something for you to eat. I don't want to eat that, people. Let me stop and keep on moving. What you tolerate will expand. That's what you tolerate. So if you don't have a system of how you want to be, it's going to expand. It's going what you tolerate. What you repeatedly tolerate often grows. Small problems ignored today become major consequences tomorrow. Stop ignoring stuff. We tight. Stop ignoring stuff. What? Your dog needs some shots? Okay, so story time. Had a young man that he had me get a dog for him. Found him a beautiful bully, white bully. And I gave him specific instructions on taking the dog to the vet, getting the dog his parvo shots and all of the first shots that he needed to get. And what he did was he told me he took the dog to the vet. He had to go out of town. He needed me to keep the dog. He wanted to get the dog trained. I said, okay, no problem. So I have the puppy. I'm training the puppy. I know that he went and got these shots because I've repeatedly asked him for it. And he told me when he was going. He called me and acted like he was there. So this was years and years ago. I didn't really ask him for proof, which I should have. You got to have proof, people. People call me all the time. Can you board my dog? I need to go out of town. I need proof that your dog has been vaccinated because I trained this dog. And when this young man came home, he came and got his dog. I took this dog everywhere. We downtown Atlanta. We everywhere. When he got back, this little puppy was popping and grooving. It was moving and shaking. And somewhere along the lines of the time, that dog had licked his paw or the ground or somewhere where it was some dog poop. Somewhere, I don't know where. And that puppy had caught parvo. And the symptoms hadn't shown until he got back. And then he calls me crying. Oh my God, my dog is so sick. He got diarrhea. There's blood in his stool. He's vomiting. He's doing this. He's laying around. I said, get him to the vet immediately. Get him to the vet. And then I asked him. I said, you did get all those shots you told me you got because I told you he couldn't come until he had those vaccinations. He was like, oh yeah, when I went, something happened at the vet, and he had this long, drawn-out story. But in the end of it, he said he never got the shot. And you left me with a dog, and I trusted you that you cared about this puppy. Paid like $3,000-$4,000 for the puppy. And I trusted that you went and got the vaccinations because I knew you. And you never went and got anything, and now your puppy had parvo. Luckily, the vet was able to handle it, and the dog lived. And I'm so thankful because I played a part in that. I didn't make sure that his standards were high and that he followed through with what I told him to do. I didn't make sure. Never again. And that was maybe 2 decades ago, or somewhere around there. Never again. When you come to me, my standards have to be high. When I talk to you, my standards, I need you to have a high percentage of success. That means I must have a high percentage of success and give you the information to win and show you how to do it. Because we winners around here. What up, Gen X? You still alive? You a winner. We used to fall. We jump in the bricks, falling down, hitting our head, falling off our bikes. We winners. We still here. We are molding a new world. But we need to stick together because they pushing on us. And they don't know that we are one. We are the children that drank out the hose. We are the children that nobody was checking for. We had a key to the house. Yeah. Wasn't nobody checking. I got asked yesterday on my birthday, when you were younger and you left because we saw some teenagers driving, and you were driving, and teenagers drive terribly. People are worried about these teenagers. Well, nobody worried about us. We out driving around on our bikes. I'm on motorcycles. I'm on everything. It wasn't no way to get in touch with me to see where I was at and if I was all right. Nobody worried about us. I got hit by 12 cars when I was a little kid because I didn't have any supervision. So I was fast, but I wasn't paying attention all the time. And I would dart to go over to the park. And sometimes it would be a car flying down the street. And yeah, I got hit. I never broke a bone, but I definitely got hit. I'm like Superman, y'all. Never broke a bone, but a lot of trauma. And I still got these wheels. All right. Consistent boundaries help animals remain safe and predictable. When you take your dog out to the yard, you must go out there with them. This gives you information on what they did in the yard, but this gives you a chance to make sure that your fenced yard is tight, closed up. It has boundaries. Your gates are closed. Hey, if you don't check it, the smallest dog, it's going to walk out that gate. It's going to leave. Like my grandmother's dog, it wasn't no gate in the front. It was just bushes on the side. So when she go up to the front, and she knew what she was doing. She knew how to get out. She knew how to leave the yard. And so does your dog. They know how to leave the yard. And you say, no, they usually stay in the yard. Yeah, right. That was just that day. They don't got to stay in the yard. What behavior are you tolerating that needs to change? Are you not checking yourself, checking on what the dog is doing, what your cat is doing, whatever? Are you not checking? These are behaviors. And if you're tolerating them, it's going to turn out bad. Have your standards become stronger or weaker over time? Well, I know the standards in public when dealing with these animals have become much stronger because we got rules and we got people like me that can consult with you, that can help you train your dog, that can help you fix your business with people bringing dogs to it, that can help you learn how to handle your animal, handle it with your hands, not with your voice, handle it. So the standards have gotten much better in the world, but have they got better in your life? Do you do things that make things have positive outcomes? Are you screaming and hollering in your house at the door? Are you cussing and fussing? Are you threatening your kids and your dog with belts and slippers and spatulas and fly swatters or extension cords? Yeah, we got the extension cord, y'all. Shout out Gen X. We got it. And you know what? In all that hollering and all that wildness, it wasn't necessary because we need to have a strong line of communication. What y'all were doing, y'all were breaking the kids down, parents of Gen X. Y'all were breaking us down. Y'all made us strong, but y'all were breaking us down. Y'all were breaking our self-esteem down. Y'all were making us afraid, and you were doing it to the dogs and the cats and everything as well. Now, a cat will fight you back, but still they was doing it. Whoop everything in the house. Unacceptable. Very unacceptable. Discipline is cheaper than consequences. And when I say discipline, that means you be disciplined. That doesn't mean discipline no out. No down. Come on, co-host. No down. Down. Good girl. So when I say discipline, that doesn't mean discipline the children or the animals. That means have some discipline about yourself. Have some order in your life. Don't be frustrated. And do not take your anger out on anything. Breathe. Relax. Stop all that nonsense. It does not work. All it does is make it a stressful situation. And we got plenty of things to do that we don't need to have a stressful situation. We need an out. We need things to run smoothly. That means you make a plan. Your plan is, and because you're taking your animals places, you got to have a good plan. This is the plan. Before you leave, take your dog to the bathroom, then put them in the car. Use the equipment or have them somewhere where they can sit and be on one side of the car. I teach you how to use the leash and close it in the door correctly. So now you got your dog. It can't run all over your car and distract you. It can't do these things. It doesn't jump out when you open the door. But no, if you Gen X, we didn't have to wear seat belts, so we was free. And when we got in accidents, we bounced around the car. Now we strapped in. We a little safer, but that's a different world. We in this world now. We got to do better. That means your dog don't need to be bouncing from seat to seat to seat and jumping around your car. So you got to have a plan. Then when you get to your destination, what's the first thing to do? You get the dog out the car and you take it to the bathroom. You take it straight to the grass. You give it a chance to go to the grass, so when you go in this store or you go in your friend's house or wherever you going, your dog don't use the bathroom in there. You don't tie bags of bags or things to your leash. You put the bags in your pocket. Fold them up, make it neat, put them in your pocket. Now, if your dog poops while you out, clean it up, dispose of it. But you want to be using the equipment functionally. You don't tie stuff to your tools that you use to build things, or do you? I wouldn't think so. You don't got nothing hanging off your hammer, do you? It's silly. So why would you tie something to your leash? That's not how you do it. You got to have some technique about yourself. Standards. Animals thrive with consistency and structure. We know these things now. We didn't know them a long time ago, but now you have an opportunity to be your best you with whatever you're doing, with whatever kind of animal you have. You have an opportunity with your children to be the best you can be, to set an example. That doesn't mean not have some order. That means pay attention and have a plan and have some rules. And I know life is tough. I know you got a job, you got to work, you got responsibilities. You may got some grandkids that you want to just let them be free like you was, but it's a different world, people. Different world. What daily discipline? No down. No down. Good girl. Down. See, we got to work that out. Because I'm not going to give her a stay. Because I want to keep working it. So she understands through repetition. So I'm not going to force that stay in there. Because she knows how to do that. But I know she's going to get up and make them bark. So I'm going to keep dropping her to a down. Every time I hear it, that's practice, people. Practice. We got to practice what we're doing. What daily discipline would you improve? Hold on. What daily discipline would improve your life immediately? Any answers for that? What daily discipline would improve your life immediately? I'm going to let you do what you're doing. See, this is a line of communication. I'm not going to keep on wasting my time trying to stop her what she's doing unless I feel like it. Because she understands, right? Yeah, you understand. Are you choosing discipline or risking consequences? And again, The discipline is not disciplining them, the children, the animals, or anything. The discipline is disciplining yourself, having an idea how you want things and making sure you can follow through with them. It works. You just got to be aware. That's why I say if you're using any kind of substance and everything, that's going to slow that discipline down. That's going to make you not have a plan. That's going to fog your mind so you can't be successful in the things you're doing. And this life too precious not to be successful. You can be great every day if you want it. I believe in you. You should believe in you too. Again, Gen X come from the world where they call it cracking and joning and how we handled each other as a family unit, your cousins and everything. We trying to break people's self-esteem and make them feel lower for a laugh. You trying to break everybody down for a laugh when you should be building yourself up and building everybody else up. You are amazing. I'm going to tell you, I believe in you. That's what you should pass on to the people around you. And you should believe in yourself. Because if you believe in yourself, that means you'll take the time to find some structure, find some standards, and learn how to do some things because the information is available now. It wasn't. With all this technology and social media and all these things going on, you can actually figure out how to do whatever you want if that's what you want to do. I can't force it on you. Excellence is built through small decisions. You got to decide that you want to be better. If you decide that you want to do better and be better, you will be. But it comes from your actions, not what you're saying. You can say a lot of things, and after so long, people going to stop listening. They going to act like they listening to you. The dog going to stop listening to you if all you doing is talking because, again, there's a rule here. You can't control anything with a brain with your voice. But you can control yourself, and that's the voice on the inside. That's the only one that's going to work for you every day. The dog will work for you if you know what you're doing. But you got to put that time in there. You got to be calm, confident, and consistent. Period. T. Greatness is built through ordinary actions, repeated consistency. Excellence is disciplined behavior over time. Yeah, it's not going to happen right now, over time. When will it happen? As long as you stay, you can get up. As long as you stay consistent, it's going to happen. That's how you win. You win with consistency. I get asked all the time, if I do it like you say, how long will it take? Come on. How long will it take until I see results? You're seeing results already because your job is not to fix the dog. Fixing yourself and repeating what you're doing over time fixes the dog. But it's a twofold operation. Fix the person, fix the dog. Discipline yourself. That's what controlled is for. Controlled is not for you to learn how to control your dog. It's for you to learn how to control yourself. And that this hardwire, no out, it flows right down into the dog. So if you controlling your movement, if you controlling your thoughts and how you are, if you positive every day and consistent, then over time, and it can happen quick, but you don't want those fast revelations. You don't want things to happen so quickly that you feel like you got it. And even when it happens quickly, you can revert back to what you're doing here because that's what this is about. Consistency. That's a big word, but it's not. It's something that we can be every day. Just be consistent. Be consistently positive, be consistently happy, and make moves that are going to change the outcome of what you're doing. That's how you got to do. Repetition and consistency create reliable behavior in animals and humans. I'm not just making this stuff up. I know consistency. It wins over time. If you're a winner, you got to be consistent or you're going to not win. We playing for the championship every day. This is the real game. Yeah, we like to watch people chasing the ball, but you chasing life. And it's different than chasing a ball. Somebody hired you to chase a ball if you were playing sports. Somebody hired you for that. I see Venus and Serena still got it. They still got it. They the best even now. They took a break. They retired or something. Now they back and they smashing on folks. They consistent, but that's still chasing a ball. This life, you got to be consistent with loving yourself and making good decisions because your decisions affect others and they affect outcomes. So you got to, if you want to be good at what you do, you got to be consistent. What small habits would you create? Hold on. What small habits would create the biggest improvement in your life? Paying attention? Yeah. Paying attention don't cost you nothing but time. That's what it costs. You don't got to pay no money on attention. You just got to use your senses. You got to listen better. You got to watch. You got to smell. You got to believe. You got to be consistent with your actions. It don't cost you a penny to pay attention. But it's the most valuable thing you're going to pay in this life. When I was a kid, paying attention was imperative, and I didn't have that, and there was no adult to help me. We're here to help these children now with everything they do, and we have a different approach because if it's not working, if you're dealing with a kid, an animal, or another adult, whatever, head on not working, come from an angle. Spin around, come from a different direction. If every time you take your dog out the house, you come out the front door, sometimes go out the back door, sometimes stop on the porch as soon as you go outside and then go back in. Don't just go to the car. Don't have this repetitious thing that this is how we do it. You got to stimulate yourself by changing it up. You must stimulate the animal by changing it up. And you must have other ways to do things. Angles. You hit them with the angles. You got to feed this if you want to be better with it. That's how this works. And we have the information now. So let's use the information wisely. All right. Are your daily actions matching your goals? You know what you're doing. You know what you want to get out of it. Are your action matching your goals, or are you just trying to bull your way through? You could be a bull. I'm not saying that's going to get you where you're trying to go, but it's going to get you somewhere. You can bull your way through. You got to have positive actions. Lift everybody up. Show everybody your character and set an example of excellence, and they'll follow. Because it's an opportunity now. This is the time where we can change the world today. This pet owners association that I talk about, this community that we have right here, from one person to the next. If you share me, more people will know. If you believe in what I'm saying and you believe in yourself, we can change the world. One person at a time makes 2 people, 3 people, 10 people, 1,000 people. We move it. This is what I'm here for. Not for a small revelation. Life-changing things that we come for. Life-changing. That means us. If you can change your life, you can change the life of your dog, your kids, your business, and everything around you. But you got to start here. It's internal. And then it bleeds on off to the outside. What standard do you need to raise today? Think about it. What do you need? What needs to go up? I talk about high percentages of success all the time. We went to school and got grades. If you under 60%, you failed. You got to get it up. And you want to win and get an A on everything that you do. You want to be a success with every move you make. Now, that's kind of hard, but you can at least attempt to be successful. That means you done got laziness, comfort, complacency, all of these negative things. You done dropped the jealousy, the hatred, the envy, and the greed. You greedy monsters out there. We got to get rid of these things that are being negative and not letting us be the best person that we can be. It's stopping you from growing. It's stopping you from learning how to handle your animals, your children. It's stopping the life that you want to live. You are great. Be the great you that you want to be. What future are you current? Hold on. What future are your current habits creating? When I tell you, be the best at what you do, and you are beautiful and amazing, be positive in your life. You got to create this future that comes from these things. It's a frequency. So you got to vibrate on a high level of positive energy. Yeah, because if you get caught fighting dogs, beating dogs, all that crazy stuff, that's low vibrational. You beating your kids, that's low vibrational, even though they'll get on your last nerve. It's not necessary and it does not work. It only gives you a temporary fix for a lifetime problem. Because when they're grown, they're going to remember that you laid hands upon them and they might not mess with you no more. So you want a relationship? Build a positive relationship and you'll have a relationship forever. Build a positive relationship with yourself and you'll have a relationship forever. This is how we get to the goal. And the goal is a high percentage of success. That's what you want, right? That's what I'm passing out. I'm passing it out like hotcakes. The biggest failures often begin with the smallest problems. Protect your standards. Guard your habits and address problems early in a positive way. Small problems ignored become expensive problems in the future. That's what you've been working on. Stop letting small things become big things when you can let small positive things grow into your light. Be thankful for the time you have to be positive because everybody not here that was here yesterday. Be happy in your life. Smile a lot. Laugh. Love. I am Master Christian, y'all. This is Controlled. Subscribe, follow, share the love. And I'll be back tomorrow to give you episode 35. Thank you for joining us, and we out.